In many parts of Asia, one of the most treasured parts of Lunar New Year celebrations is the tradition of giving red envelopes, or Hongbao in Mandarin. This tradition is rooted deeply in the cultures of countries like China, where the Lunar New Year is seen as a time for family, prosperity, and new beginnings. Hongbao, literally meaning red packet, is a beautiful expression of good fortune and blessings for the year to come, given with love and received with joy. The shift from these traditional red envelopes to digital versions marks an incredible evolution in how people exchange money and blessings, highlighting both the endurance of cultural practices and the inevitable transformations brought about by technology. The traditional red envelope is usually a small red packet made of paper, often adorned with gold symbols, characters, or auspicious images. These symbols, like dragons, phoenixes, or the character for fortune, represent luck and prosperity. Inside the envelope is a sum of money, which might be anything from a few coins to a larger sum, depending on the relationship between the giver and recipient. The purpose of this gift is not just to give money, but to express heartfelt wishes for good health, wealth, and happiness in the coming year. In many families, the tradition is that adults, particularly married couples, give red envelopes to children and unmarried young people. Parents will give them to their children, grandparents to grandchildren, aunts and uncles to nieces and nephews. It's a gesture that shows care and affection, and for children, the excitement of receiving Hongbao is often the highlight of the holiday. For children, it's like the thrill of receiving presents on Christmas morning. But instead of toys, they get little packets of money to spend however they like, or to save for the future. Traditionally, there are specific amounts given. Amounts that include the number 8 are seen as especially lucky, as 8 sounds similar to the word for prosperity in Mandarin. The red envelope culture is filled with small rules and superstitions. For instance, the amount given should generally be an even number, as odd numbers are associated with funerals. Numbers like 4 are often avoided as they sound like death in Chinese, while amounts containing the number 6 or 8 are preferred. And while it's polite for children to receive these gifts with both hands and a gracious thank you, there's often a little added sparkle of curiosity. How much did I get? A child might feel a flutter of excitement at each Hongbao handed their way. Adults tend to have an understanding, too, that these red envelopes aren't just monetary gifts. They're symbolic acts of encouragement, love, and familial duty. However, as technology has reshaped nearly every aspect of modern life, it was only a matter of time before it transformed the red envelope tradition, too. With the rise of mobile payment platforms like WeChat and Alipay in China, a new kind of Hongbao began to emerge: the digital red packet. This digital innovation allowed people to send money virtually, keeping the tradition alive in a new form while adapting to the fast-paced, tech-savvy lifestyle of today. The digital red packet phenomenon began around 2014 when WeChat first launched a Hongbao feature. It quickly became a huge success. Imagine the scenario. Rather than needing physical cash and envelopes, people could now send red packets to one another with a few taps on their phones. This development was particularly exciting for younger generations, who embraced the convenience and novelty of this digital tradition. Now, family members living far apart, friends separated by continents, or colleagues in different offices could easily send Hongbao to each other without the need for a face-to-face exchange. Suddenly, the red packet tradition became global. One of the most interesting features of digital Hongbao is the option to send group red packets. With group red packets, the sender decides a total amount to give, and a group of recipients will randomly receive portions of that amount. It's a bit like a game, with each person excitedly opening their virtual red envelope to see how much they received. This randomization feature brings a bit of fun and suspense to the process, making it a lively, playful experience for friends and family. In the workplace, it has become common for bosses or team leaders to send group red packets to entire teams, creating camaraderie and adding some extra holiday cheer. Another fascinating aspect of digital Hongbao is how it has added an entirely new layer of social interaction to Lunar New Year celebrations. People can now send clever, personalized messages along with their digital envelopes, or choose custom designs that reflect their personality or the relationship they have with the recipient. Some people enjoy adding humorous touches to their red packets, including quirky messages or setting unusual amounts as a playful surprise. Digital Hongbao also allows users to track how much they've received or given, adding an aspect of friendly competition as people compare their earnings and boast a bit about their holiday windfall. While the shift to digital red packets might seem like a dramatic departure from the tradition of physical envelopes, it's actually an adaptation that keeps the spirit of Hongbao alive in a fast-evolving world. For instance, people often share stories about how digital red packets helped keep family traditions intact during times of separation. During the COVID-19 pandemic, when lockdowns and travel restrictions prevented people from gathering, digital Hongbao became a way to still exchange blessings and maintain a sense of closeness, even when physical presence wasn't possible. For many, receiving a digital Hongbao from a parent or grandparent during these times felt just as heartwarming as a traditional red envelope would have. In this way, technology offered a new way to keep loved ones connected and to ensure that the magic of Lunar New Year wasn't lost. While some worry that digital Hongbao lacked the personal touch of the traditional red envelope, others argue that it's the sentiment that truly counts. Whether it's a physical red packet or a digital one, what matters most is the intention behind the gift, the wish for a prosperous and happy new year, the joy of sharing, and the bond that unites families and friends. The red envelope, after all, is just a vessel for this expression of love and goodwill. And for those who still cherish the feeling of handing out physical Hongbao, there's no reason that both traditions can't coexist. Many people continue to give out physical envelopes to close family members while sending digital red packets to friends, distant relatives, or colleagues. In this way, the tradition evolves to accommodate the needs of different generations and circumstances. In a world where technology is constantly reshaping how we connect, communicate, and celebrate, the digital red packet stands as a symbol of cultural resilience and adaptability. It demonstrates how tradition can live on, taking new forms to remain relevant and meaningful for each new generation.